Inside this box is my dad's first computer. And no, it's not just the same model. This is the actual computer he and my uncle bought in 1979. It was the first computer anyone in our family owned, and I don't think my dad's used it since the early 80s. That's almost 50 years ago, before I was born. My dad's coming over today, and I'm going to get him to unbox it and see if it still boots up.
I don't think I've seen any of these in many, many decades there. There was a day when my brother Mark was making money, late teens, becoming an adult, and my dad saw him going up to the arcade thing, and I went up there once. My dad's like, go up there and see, man, I think he's spending a lot of money up there. Maybe you can. So I went up there and looked around at all the machines, and it's like, Mark, high scores on a lot of them. So I went up to Mark and I said, you know, you can get a computer and play all the games you want. You just buy the game and put it in there. But at the time, they were pretty rough. Like, it was not as exciting as the pinballs and the relays and the lights and the bells that would go off. But it was pretty cool. He ended up buying one, so we bought it by him paying for it and me helping him. And we got this Apple II. I had seen it at a computer store, a computer show in St. Louis the year before. This guy was sitting at the table next to him, and he just sat there bragging about how beautiful it was, the inside the board. So anyway, we got it, put the chips in it. We did like 16K, I think, originally, and we had to buy an upgrade. I don't remember if we put that in at the same time or not. But it was quite an experience, and we had the fear of touching those leads while you're plugging in those chips and static charging and blowing out a very expensive memory chip. All right, let's see what's in here still.
So take a look in this folder
oh, my
here.
Goodness.
How much did you pay for this thing?
$1,242.07.
And it has your name on it.
But yeah, I know. Interestingly, it has my name on it. So maybe it's my computer. No, it's this. That's amazing. Computer Country. You know, it's funny. You have little memories of some of the stores. They used to be home-owned stores all the time that sold all the computers. You'd go up there and shake the hand of the guy who had an inventory of a few of them. He ordered them. Amazing. So yeah, I wonder what, because it also has the super mod RF modulator, so you could put it on channel 3 of your television. See, it's pretty good. 16K came with it, $11.95. 32K expansion RAM, so you'd have 48 total, was $300. That's 32K, not meg, not gig. That was before the PC existed, I believe. I'm not
before
sure.
the IBM PC.
Before the IBM PC existed, yeah, and all the momentum that got behind that.
It was a busy few years in computing.
Yeah, Computer Country. Look at that. Charter member, charter membership. I just must have been financially a step ahead of him. Otherwise, my name wouldn't have been on any of that.
Well, you weren't going to the arcade and putting all your quarters into the
Well,
machines.
that's definitely true. I wasn't doing that, but I was also.
And you were married too.
I think I was married. What was the date on that? Because yes, I was married because I was already married. The warranty is over. I see here the warranty card. So the reference manual, which I don't know if that came with the computer or not, but
I think. Well, I've heard it called the Red Book.
I assume that Wozniak had a little bit to do with the publishing of this book. So I'm looking, I don't see his signature on it, but I see his work on it.
I don't think he came to St. Louis for the delivery of this one.
Apple II Basic, there you go. I remember we did a program, I don't know if it's in any of those tapes, but it was, it drew the Starship Enterprise. Pixel by pixel, go up, make it white, go up, make it white. We drew that and spent hours, well, Mark spent more of the hours on that. Later on, I'm guessing he got, I remember this one, Apple Bowl. That was fun too.
Is that as fun as Wii bowling?
No, but we both liked the bowl. And you could hit that button and watch it and watch it and watch it. You gotta have to experience it.
I'm sure those are in prime condition.
So, well, there's a good chance they work because of how simple they are. But you have to stay close to the computer. Their cables aren't too long. So here's that drive. This is why you paid so much for that drive. So you could get 128, I don't remember what it was, 128 kilobits or 640? Kilobytes.
I don't think it was 640 back then. I think that was 128 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but you paid for that. Paid a little extra for the extra easy-to-read sticker on the back. So that's something.
Without I wonder if is the cable unpluggable inside because you can't unplug it from the back.
Yeah. It's interesting is it got serial number and it's like 110713. Like Was that the 100th one made, or the thousandth, or was it the 110,000th model made? This is great. It's a leather case. It looks like. Is that real leather?
Yeah,
Pretty
and
nice.
it has the Apple logo without the bite taken out of it.
Yeah. Last time I saw this was probably 20 years ago at Mark's house. We got it out just for fun at some party that was at his house.
Did it work back then?
And it did work. It turned on.
Huh.
There it is. So as I recall, we pull it back and out.
Nope.
Oh, I pop it. Yeah. That was a Joe Geerling modification. Keeping that noise down.
Joe Geerling, the radio engineer.
Yeah.
So why did you guys need to put, I guess that's just aluminum foil.
It was a bit noisy, so you could hear in other devices.
Noisy being like sound-wise? It was loud?
No, RF noise coming out of there. We even put stuff on the side. We left a little airflow, but we put their stuff inside there. I don't know if you can see the aluminum. I can see it back there. But, you know, trying to run cables around and do experiments, we did. Yeah, we did.
Because the first batches of these didn't have any RF shielding, but
No.
I think that later ones did.
Yeah, there was a little group like probably through that club, the computer club, but there were little groups that used to have discussions about, you know, I have a problem of this, and you're always looking for problems like, why isn't the program loading? You know, and it goes on and on. It takes like 2 minutes to get this program to load, and 3/4 the way through it blips out. But the next time it loads fine. And so there was all that discussion about RF and interference, and all you had to do is bring a radio nearby.
Or why does Dad keep yelling at us when we turn on the computer that his AM radio is going dead on the Cardinals game?
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, but that was that, tips and tricks from back then. Yeah, and you could see it was laid out beautifully. This was one of, I think Wozniak was always proud of the beauty of the layout. You know, it's just a beautiful technical thing at that time to have something like that in your house. It was pretty cool.
And it's missing a key.
What?
It's the.
So how close is that to
I think it's the
current?
repeat button.
Is it?
Yeah, it said RP and.
I mean, this is the one that probably fires. Fire, 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 fire. So.
No, I was reading about it, and if I'm right, if that's the repeat button, then like nowadays, if you want to repeat like 50 spaces, you just hold down the space bar.
Yeah.
But back then,
Gotcha.
you'd press space and then you'd hit repeat, and it would start repeating the key.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
Yeah, might as well see the bottom. Now this has a number 7901.
This is in like the first year of Apple IIs. Oh, here's a
and there's the serial
number 14196, and I believe that at that point they were putting the serial numbers in order. So this was like the 14,196th Apple II made.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Speaker is not dry rotted, so that's good. Kept it in some good condition.
What is this contraption up here?
That is a demodulator, it looks like. Doesn't it look like a TV to your TV? See, it's got a video output here.
Yeah.
There's that cassette input.
Yeah.
That was our first data thing. It's like, we'll give them
Where do you plug the floppy in? I don't see a port.
Well, that could be this guy here. I don't know.
That doesn't look like the cable.
Oh, it probably goes straight on the board.
Wait. Oh, like up here?
Yeah, probably goes right there.
Stick cables right through these little slots in the computer?
Yep. Yeah, get the cable in.
Oh, wow.
Get the cable in and whisk that around.
That seems more inconvenient.
Oh, there you go. It's just like that. Yep.
Computers were weird back
Not
then.
inconvenient. The thing came with a cable. You plugged it in. It came with whatever memory you ordered it with, but everybody knew you could order it with the. And now that'll change probably over time, right? That Apple won't charge exorbitant amounts for extra RAM.
Well, at least on this one you could upgrade it.
Yeah.
On all the modern.
Yeah,
Macs,
you could
can't do
upgrade
that.
it, and it's like I said, it's 16K, 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 as I recall.
Yeah, and I think that there's. I was
look
reading
at that.
about these
Look
little.
at that.
These little guys.
Yeah.
Memory select.
Yep. Look at
So
that.
they had these little modules that like told the computer how much RAM was in the banks.
Yeah.
And then where's the 6502? The
Is
actual
that
CPU?
guy right there?
Right above the Apple logo.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it. That chip powered a whole generation of computers.
Yes, it
Not
did.
just the Apple.
So yeah, if you turn this on, will that power supply smoke?
I was reading that the Apple II motherboard doesn't have any caps or anything to worry about. The power supply does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
the power supply is the only concern is the power supply. Turn on, it smokes. If it did anything radical right there, what would it do to the board? That's the
I
only
think
thing I'm
if
concerned about.
anything radical happens, we unplug it very quickly, and then it's a project to fix up the power supply. But I think that somebody even makes replacement power supplies now too.
There you go.
Oh, there's a screw.
Because you always have to, if you have to take something apart too many times, you'll always have a screw left over. It would be interesting to know where that was from.
Or some plastic dry rotted and the screw popped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Was that
that's
packed
aluminum
in?
screen. That's exactly what it is.
From a screen door.
Yep. Yeah.
Is that part of the RF shielding as well?
That it was part of the RF shielding for sure.
Homegrown. And then there's like just bolted on, is that copper or something? What is this?
Yeah, that does look like, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know what the metal that is. The edge, it does look like copper, but the edge looks like aluminum.
It's whatever you had sitting around
Yeah,
the
it's
house.
whatever we had that was in the Geerling household from all the broken things that 9 kids can break, right? But I don't know if you have a HDMI or what do you have?
Well, that's the funny thing. So there's
Because it's got composite out.
the modding community. Whoops.
It's got a ruddy.
The modding community has come up with this, which you can pull out of there. A lot of people, when they use these things, well, first of all, if you have a TV, you can just plug it into an old TV. But a lot of people use like a little composite, I think that is.
Yeah, composite.
Composite to HDMI adapter. But those do weird upscaling. They don't look great. So the modding community has built
A
this.
board. That's
A2DVI V4. This is the V4. It's one of the newest ones, and it uses a Raspberry Pi Pico to translate the composite signal out of
video
here into HDMI.
I'll be darned.
So we could try. I don't want to put that in yet in case something does happen.
But we do need a composite input, which most TVs still have.
No,
What?
not that one.
Not that one.
But I do have this one from an old tower site that might
Oh
work.
yeah, that one will, and it'll have accurate color.
It's also very heavy.
Yeah,
But it's a Sony Trinitron. You know?
yeah, Sony, and those were their accuracy was the big deal. Color accuracy
And then on the back,
adjustability.
it has a few inputs
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
might be able to find one of those
Although
that works.
I just noticed I don't. Oh, there's an adapter here. Good.
Yeah.
So you can plug into that. Why don't you move these out of the way too?
Do you want the monitor hooked
Let's
up?
move all the flammable material out of the way, just in case.
All right. And then we need a RCA cable. And that one, that is a little bit dirty there, but
Yeah,
it should
a little crummy.
give us a crusty. Yeah, you got an RCA
I
audio
might have
cable.
one. I know I have at least some audio cables. Yeah. I think I have a video cable in here too somewhere.
Yeah, the yellow is the video. You guys see one right there? Now it might have audio with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just give it a little, work it a little bit. Hopefully get something out of there. And that's video A in, so we need a power cord for this guy.
I have 2 over there.
Plug this guy in. Now when I plug it in, it looks like that was a modification, that there was the power button probably quit turning it on, and he probably bypassed it. Or I may have gone over there and done
Don't
that
touch
myself.
the power supply.
So you ready?
Yep.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well.
Power.
Oh, the power light's on. Do you have to press the power key to turn on?
No, that doesn't even move.
Oh. Okay, well.
And then we could unplug it, plug that in, and see if we get a noise out of it. You know, I did not bring a floppy. Is
Oh,
there
I
a
have,
floppy?
I have some
Okay.
floppies. I bought
We
some.
can see at least if it gets power through to that. That
Yeah.
would be interesting. This looks like it's not turning on.
Yeah. And so far, there's no smoke out of the power supply. All right, we're going to try the floppy drive. It
Also-
looks like that's the floppy card, right?
Yeah, that
Disk
is. It says
2.
disk one, drive 1, drive 2.
Disk 2 interface card.
So
Was that an add-on too? You bought that
Yeah,
card with the drive?
yeah, well, all we had in the beginning was cassette. You had audio in and audio out.
Yep. Which I bought because there was no cassette player with this. I bought this guy in case you want to do
Oh, there you go,
play back
yes.
a cassette into it. I'm guessing that's similar to the ones that you had in the 80s.
Yes, yeah. Okay, power came back on.
And then we need to put a floppy in, I presume.
Yep.
Okay, well, let me grab one of those brand new floppies out of there, which supposedly should work with the Apple II.
Okay, we got that covered. There it is. Floppy, because floppy. Look at that.
Well,
Nothing.
Yeah, but
I
only
thought
if
it
you
beeped
do
when you put power on. I thought it went beep. I thought it made a beep.
Are you sure that's supposed to not move? Don't break it, but
It looks like nothing's happening, like the board's not alive.
I just noticed that there's a ROM card with a switch on it, and it goes down and up. So we're going
Right.
to try it in that position.
Ready?
Yep. Still made the sound. The power light's on. The disc is in. That's not doing anything.
It's acting like no
I'm
power.
going to unplug again, and then we'll flip it down.
Oh, there we
There's
go.
a beep.
That's what we wanted to see.
Okay, so ROM card down, but that's not doing anything. And on here, oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Okay, so I think it's, wait, I made a post-it note here. So you type E000G, enter. That didn't do it. Okay, control. I can't hit reset. Control reset, and then, okay, now I type in load. Now it's ready to load something from the cassette disc, which we don't have, but there's definitely stuff happening.
Yeah, that's all. That looks like a sync issue, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stop recording for a minute, and we're
Okay.
going to debug a little bit. So we're trying to figure out that video sync issue, and we found the pin back there is going to, I can't focus.
Yeah.
The video pin back there goes through a resistor, and then there's a pin there. I
Yeah,
guess that's
see?
for something. And then there's a variable resistor, a little pot.
Yep. And you
And
can
we
see
found
here.
the diagram here.
Deposit video out, goes through resistor, goes to R11, 200 pot. I see the 200 right above that pot, and it looks like that's the one.
Yep.
And it comes in the output of the transistor that's right next to it, Q3. So that, I think that's our level. So we'll see where Mark had it. We'll see if we can turn the level up and it helps sync.
Maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah. These are the fun things that we dealt with in analog days. I remember doing a couple of these kind of things with
And look at
old
this.
TVs.
So this is an auxiliary video jack. We saw that goes up to the Magic second board here. That's the jack, and it does actually carry composite on it.
Huh.
See
So
that?
there's like a
So
splitter.
this is a board.
So could you have like two monitors?
Why is that there? Is that a second monitor, high resolution? No. Is it because the other jack wasn't working? I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to turn it on down here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it up. Ooh, it got,
Ooh, it's brighter
yeah.
and dimmer. Way dimmer.
Yeah, so that's the drive level.
Yeah,
So that's not the problem.
but that's not the V-Sync.
Well, on the old
Could it be a
TVs,
TV?
on the old TVs, there was a knob in the back you could turn to get
Yeah.
some sync help.
Well, this one has RGB gain and bias, but not sync.
Yeah.
So we're definitely getting output on the computer. It's just the video sync is not working. And we also don't know if this floppy drive, which is not plugged in at all, is going to work.
Yeah, well, that's if you to get the basic. So you have to have that switch down, right? The switch down.
Yeah, the switch is up right now.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, let's turn the switch down. Okay. Reset. Control B. No.
And you didn't get the A prompt?
Oh no, now we have the little carrot. So we're in basic.
Okay. Yeah. Type
Problems
run.
with things flashing on the screen.
Type run and carriage return to execute demonstration program.
Yeah.
Syntax error.
U.
It's capital R-U-N. It's got.
And well, it's only caps. The U is not working on here. So you can type RN, but not RU. Yeah. So we have keyboard issues too. Well, we were about to get the A2 DVI card and install it, but then Dad found on the back
A vertical hold.
vertical hold.
Which may help us.
So we're going to see if adjusting that will fix our video issue
Okay,
here.
ready?
Well, is it on? Okay, now spin that knob. Hey, look at that. We're getting close.
Oh, I can't go any further.
Oh no. We got so close.
Oop, did you see that?
Oh, yeah, you just messed something up big time.
I just wiggled this.
You made a big doo-doo. Nope, it just went really badly.
That shouldn't have done anything.
Well, definitely. Oh, there's all kinds of random gibberish. Control B. Now it's doing all kinds of weird stuff. I think you made
Do
it.
a power off and on.
You might have nuked that thing.
I can scramble its
Okay, we're
memory.
back to question marks.
Yeah, and then what's the thing you hit? Reset, shift reset?
Control reset. It's right here. Control reset.
And then what?
Load.
LOAD. Return.
Return.
It's the
Same thing, just shifted.
What does this say? Overscan.
Oh, it went. Hold on, go back. Ooh, get in there. Yeah. Ah, there we go. It's tinier, but it
Yeah,
works
and you know
now.
it's got this switch back here too.
What's the switch?
16 by 9.
There you go. Yeah, do
4 by 3.
Nope, the other one. Yeah, that.
Yep.
Hey. Okay. So now we need to do the. Let me switch the ROM card. And then, uh-oh, you did something weird. No,
Yeah.
I did something weird. See if there's something getting super hot in here. So the TV's getting hot. So the RAM chips at the top there are not getting very hot, but those are getting hot-ish. And then, can you lift up that cable? Yeah. So those 4 chips, the CPU's not getting too bad. But that's getting up to 60 degrees Celsius. Because somebody did say something online about like, oh, well, then when they're warm, they behave like this, and when they're not. So when these chips are getting up into the 60s, focus. When some of the chips are getting up to the 60 Celsius, it might be concerning. I don't know. It's been off for a little bit. Things should be cooled down a little bit. Let's turn it back on. Nope. And we still got the question marks. So we got the Apple II DVI with a little Raspberry Pi Pico on it. And supposedly it plugs into any slot. We're going to do slot 3. But it came with these instructions. So, and a nice color printout too. Very fancy. There's all these other extra things too. There's a switch for character select and a port for HDMI and all that. But we're just going to plug in an HDMI cable through here.
And throughout and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I plugged in the 165 hertz gaming monitor. And we got the card installed and the HDMI cable is routed through that
You
hole.
push the button.
Yeah, you want to push the power button, we'll see what happens. Beep. DP no signal.
That's all right.
We don't want DisplayPort though. We want HDMI.
But we see.
Oh,
There
look
you
at that.
go. Look at that.
And there's a little, oh, there you go. There's all kinds of stuff. This is looking a lot better now.
Self-programming.
Well, no, that's like the junk. And then what did it say? Like, how to clear the screen? Is it Shift P?
But that's after. That's for
Oh.
the basic, though. I think.
Reset. Okay, and then Shift P. Okay.
There, it didn't clear it, but
now
it's got.
Control B.
That,
There we go.
there's your
Basic.
basic.
Okay.
Look at
so,
that.
What's a command that we can run?
Oh, well, they had the one. They had the one for the
Uh-oh.
demo. Remember, you could run and you couldn't
Whoops.
get it because you couldn't do the E.
Yep. So if I type in R, U, nope, N, RN, syntax error. So now we have the
That's
problem.
working. That's the way we always started. Done. Where's that
Yeah.
cassette? Where's that cassette player?
That's the genuine 1979 experience right there.
That is. And we used
Syntax
to
error.
plug in the cassette. You type whatever command to get ready for data to come.
So
you hit play on the
if
cassette.
I do load, does that work? So we can type load, and
Yeah.
then it's going to wait for
Now
us
it's
to
waiting
put
for-
in cassette data.
Yes,
So
I think that's what it is.
why don't we take out that cassette player and see what we can do?
All right, let's do that and pick a cassette. AppleSoft, Apple Bowl 32K, load at 30 mark.
What?
Look at that. Pinball, Othello, and Intercept, but also Stairway to Heaven and Piano Man, if you want to listen. Multi-purpose cassette.
Yeah. All these old analog things.
Boom.
There's a reason I kept all these cables.
That is at the end, so we got to rewind.
Ooh, hopefully it doesn't rip the cassette. It's working.
Well, the head should be clean.
Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah,
the old-
I'm forgetting. It's been probably 20 years since I used a cassette tape.
Yeah, the more it rewinds, the faster it
Because
rewinds.
this head is moving much faster than that one.
Yes,
Because
but eventually,
it doesn't have much tape. But that'll start speeding up and this one will slow down.
yep. But think of the fun two brothers could have talking while this was going on.
How
They're
did you get
excitedly
stuff-
waiting.
How did you do things in the 80s?
They're excitedly waiting to be able to type in pin whatever load, go, and then it would bowl for you. It was amazing. I'm just going to listen to it for a second here, right? We're over half, probably 60%. I just want to hear, stop, see if there's anything. Okay, so nothing yet. You also can imagine the hum you might get out of that, or the noise. And Apple back then was selling those ferrite kits. You wound your cable through the ferrite core, try to eliminate any hash coming out of it. See, now they're moving faster. So if we hit play, will it go fast if I do that?
No, it's not playing right now. The head is gone. Oh, turn that down. That sounds
Let's
like
go bowling.
computers.
Yep, so
Rewind.
rewind. If I play. Okay, ready?
Yep.
So now, do you know it's loading? We
No.
might have to. We probably should have typed load again,
Yeah.
or break, whatever you do
Reset.
to hit break.
Reset and then do it again or something.
Yeah.
Escape. Just hit stop. Just hit stop. Don't unplug it. Stop. Okay, let's try it. Escape.
But now,
Let's do reset. Okay, and then control. I wonder if this is B or not. Should we
Control
just do
B is
load?
basic. Yeah, load. Try load. Oh, it didn't get the L.
Yeah, there was backspace.
Where's backspace?
I just
Is
realized
that the one
there's-
that's missing?
No, that's repeat. So
No.
ode.
Yeah.
Let's try LOAD. Oh, okay, that looks like something different.
I wonder if that came in a little bit. That came in. So
Taxes. It's April 16 today. Did you do your taxes?
give me a break.
And then,
Is it return?
yep. Now
Okay.
try load.
Of which
And
all
then return.
characters work.
Return.
Okay, should I get this queued up though, right?
No. I don't have to do it like immediately, but yeah, try that. Return.
Now
Okay.
it seems like it's waiting.
Seems like it.
But I mean, everything we don't want anything to be taken as data.
Oh, okay. Just
There it is.
let's see what it does. Is that how you do it?
Yeah, this is what you literally waited. The thing is, I don't remember if there was a flashing anything when it got
Nope.
the
Error.
error right off the bat.
How do you load an application?
Yeah.
Oh, memory full error. Uh-oh. I'd say hold for a second, and we're going to figure out how to load a program onto the Apple II from the cassette player. So I just opened up this box, and it looks like there's a copy of Apple Bowl here, and it has the little basic load thing. So maybe we can try this. I'm going to try.
It says start the tape recorder before hitting the return key.
Okay. 2
2 beeps and a thing indicate a good load.
Okay. So let's
Error or
go.
memory full message indicates a bad tape or poor recorder performance.
Okay. Well, let's take this tape out. We'll do reset. How's this?
Control B,
Control B. Return.
and then
Load, but don't hit enter
I
yet.
was gonna say you could hit
So hit play.
new to clear out memory before load. You
Well,
think?
we just reset the whole thing. Reset resets the whole system, doesn't it?
Good luck on that.
Oh. It's doing things. Let's rewind. Oh, but it's not loading.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Reset. Control B. Enter. And then LOAD.
yep, hold on. So
Hit start
play,
the
and then
cassette.
hit enter. Okay, let's see if that works.
That's what we used to do. This is a memory.
It was a two-person job.
But you would wait, like it might say it takes 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. All of a sudden it would go beep beep error, and then you had to start over again, clean the head, or hope it didn't,
Yeah, somebody had, if they had cell phones, somebody turns on their cell phone,
Yeah, see?
memory
Oh,
full error.
Okay.
Somebody turns on a cell phone, it's like, doot, 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 and then all of a sudden your memory is gone. Okay, it beeped once at the beginning and then again at the end there. So I'm going to stop it. Okay, stop the
Yep.
cassette and type, oh, but the U might not work.
Oh, it does not work.
U. Come on. No. No. We just need a U.
Yes, we do need
RN.
the...
Syntax error. Well, so we want to type RUN. R-U. Just hitting it in different spots. Dad is eating an apple, working on the apple.
Apple. This is a multi-bite.
It is April.
The inspiration.
It's April apples. But we found out the instructions here. So we're going to try doing list to see if it has the program in it right now. I might have reset it though. L-I-S-T. T. Oh, well, now there's a bunch of T's. I don't know if there's a way to backspace. That just goes back, but it doesn't backspace. So let's try L-I-S-T.
Yeah.
There's two T's. Okay, so the T is
Just try it.
here.
Go to...
L-I-S-T.
Remember, this is very dumb stuff.
Nope.
No,
there's
just
two
hit
T's.
back one. Just go back one and hit... Now hit enter.
Syntax.
Okay,
error.
so you
List.
missed one. See, it did list.
L-I-S-T.
T. And leave the 2 there, but go back 1 click. And now hit enter.
Oh, okay. Well,
List, and it's got nothing for you.
so what you're thinking is we can't run, but we
can't
can
run.
list and make sure it's actually loaded in.
That's what I was thinking.
So let's do that. We'll call that success if we can get that. And then maybe we'll do a follow-up video where we actually have a program running once
Exactly.
we take out the keyboard. I was watching an Adrian's Digital Basement video. He said that this keyboard is not fun to work on. So that's not something that we can do in the next hour or two probably.
No.
We have to tear it down and get the keys out and clean it, maybe do a 3D printed replacement if something's broken. Who knows? But let's try
You can
doing
just
this
solder
thing.
in 2 wires and you need it. You just...
So I'm going to do, was it CLR clears?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then,
clear, and then load, but we're not going to load yet.
Yeah,
we're going to hit play, and then enter. Okay, and I'll see you in a minute.
Probably 3 minutes.
See you in 3 minutes. No. Nope. There's one beep. The one beep I think is like starting load, and then the second beep is done. Oh, there we go. Okay, now, so run does not work because the U is not working at all here.
Right.
But we're gonna try list. L.
Yeah, list. Yeah, you can do list with a
T.
1, space 1.
Every time I press list, it always
T.
does 2.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm gonna go back 1.
That's your debounce.
Okay. Yeah, debounce. We're gonna do something on that sometime. Return. Hey, there we go. Look at that.
Look at that. That program is in there.
If you want to read the program, you can go back through all this video. And why is it beeping so much? Maybe there's instructions in there for beeping. Oh my. Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
We won.
That's how you actually played the bowling game. You just read the code and did it in your head. I'd say that's most of the success
We're
we
getting
can get
data
today.
in and out. That's a feat.
Well, the data in, picture out at least.
Yeah.
But I think the coolest thing is the community has all these mods nowadays. Like this is that little Raspberry Pi Pico.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you didn't have to deal? I'm sure that you probably had a lot of times dealing with like graphics issues and displays.
Cards and computers. Like this does look like a parallel bus, but you got those old 386s and older computers, and you were programming IRQs, any card to get it to work. You had a bunch of things to make sure were right, and then they started auto formatting them, expecting certain things, but it was painful. But this was. That card plugging in was a plug and play. It really was.
Yeah, I saw that there was a replacement keyboard now, but it's like $180 or something. So I think fixing that U key will be very good.
But it's a $1,200 computer. So.
Yeah, with inflation, that's like $50,000 today.
Oh man.
Maybe $60,000 tomorrow. So if Uncle Mark were here today, what would you want to tell him about it?
We're still doing all that crappy stuff, Mark, to get this thing to work. So
there goes the tape.
Anyway, we still have to do a lot of work to get this thing going. That is why it sat on the shelf for a few decades. Maybe.
40 years.
40
probably.
years.
Yeah.
Man. Happy Apple Day something.
Apple April.
Apple. Apple.